CNN FM, the financial network.
Today, with the explosion of the internet, coming up with a meaningful global name is nothing short of a nightmare. But there is help out there. For the past 2 decades, Naseem Javed has been advising CEOs in Fortune 500 companies on global naming strategies. Naseem Javed is president of ABC Namebank, and welcome to Business Unusual.
Hi.
First, how did you get ABC Namebank International as your name?
We specialize in the alphabets. The 26 letters of the alphabets, all the connotations, all the permutations, the analysis. I borrowed the first 3 letters from my company.
And for the alphabet, I would think, of course, of the network, but that's my bent in any case. How did you discover that there was a market, that there existed a market for naming companies?
Some 20 years ago, coming with a marketing management background, there was a obvious shortage of good names, and today it's a nightmare. As fast as you bring out a new product and cheer about it and clap your hands, that's the speed that the new names are being registered on the global scene, about several dozens a minute. And this fusion of names is causing serious traffic jams on the electronic commerce. You bring out a new product, it's successful, it hits CNN, it's around the globe, and you just need names that will work in 200 countries, and it'll be good on the package, the box, the design, and at the same time, people will like it and nobody will come and sue you.
Something like when AT&T split up and they went into their 3 different entities, and they called one Lucent Technologies. Would they hire an outside consultant to help get the name that would become a brand, hopefully?
Yes. Today, if you are a sizable business, you cannot pick up a name over a barbecue, a chit-chat, or some kind of a focus group where people come in and have some donut and come up with naming ideas. You require a very precise strategic help and guidance. So yes, of course, large corporations and serious corporations are trying to get expertise in finding a name that will strategically work with them.
And what would you advise a company with some of the basic things they need to consider before they name a company?
I think a name has only 2 functions. One is to sell, come in the buyer's mind at the time of a purchase decision. If it doesn't come at that time, then it will not ring the cash registers. Eventually you'll go out of business or the business will fade. If you pick up an old magazine, 2-3 years old, Fortune, Business Week, and you will see the cemetery of all the dead names because those names did not survive today. The second role of a name is it must belong to you. CNN belongs to you, it's your name. Moneyline belongs to you, it's your name. But when you see a lot of other prime time related names, they belong to everybody else.
So you have to patent it or register it?
You have to register it, but before you register it, you have to make sure that it's creatively composed, it's distinct, it's unique, and it's powerful so that there is nothing else like that.
How does a company choose a name that's going to become a brand name, something like a Nike or a Coke? How do you do that?
A lot of strategic thinking, a lot of planning, building a comparative profile, analysis, looking at the markets, territories, all the 200 countries, several hundred languages.
So something that's translatable and all.
Translatable or not translatable, depending on the strategy. And most important, something that will convey what the product is. Coca-Cola is a very nice name. It was developed 20, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. But you would not want to fly a Coca-Cola airline. Most probably it will leak all over the place. So these are the problems and luggage that you inherit. That's why in mergers and acquisitions, sometimes corporations change. They carry that luggage for 50 years. All of a sudden, they are no longer the company that they were, and all of a sudden, they are thrown into a situation where they require a brand new identity. So our job is to find the future. We do a lot of studies and trends and forecast them. What are the names for the year past 2000? What will be the names?
What are some of them?
Well, I think right now we are passing through a trend in the last few years. Like when Apple came 10 years, 15 years ago, there was Big Blue, Honeywell, Univac. Apple was a very distinct name, and that resulted a short trend. Pineapple, Cherry, Banana, these type of computer companies came, and Centipede, Fox, Lynx. These are all true companies, and they didn't survive because they were the copycats of this type of a trend. Today, because of Yahoo and Motley Fool, Dumb and Dumber, Stupid Computer, all of a sudden people think that you can pick something absolutely silly and people will love it and they'll go for it. This is a very short-lived trend because sooner or later business, when it grows to maturity, lands on Wall Street, and it requires a formal, constructive approach to portray a big company. So right now people are looking for names that will work in print, in soft electronic commerce, and would be able to travel around the globe in 200-300 countries without having any trademark problem.
One name for all those purposes. One single name,
and less names, because right now people are having far too many names. They will have a name for what? For the product, the master product, the sub-product, the sub-program, the sub-service, the doorknobs, the corridors, and so on. I think it's much better for a corporation to have one or two or three very, very powerful, proprietary, unique names for the global market than 50 which look alike and sound alike everybody else's.
Of some of the newer companies out there, who do you think has been brilliant in terms of choosing a brand name?
Oh, there are a lot. I think Sony, for example, is a good name. It has survived the test of time. Japanese were more proactive when they developed name. Panasonic and so on, they brought these kinds of names in the market. Telus is a very nice name. There are a lot of names in telcos and computer companies. Microsoft is a very good name, that they have survived the test of time. But then there are names like Intuity. I mean, what is Intuity? And then there is Ingenuity. These are kinds of names. I saw a name on the plane this afternoon. It's Universal, but the cell is spelled S-E-L-L, like it's Universal. And you are hoping, or somebody is hoping, that the person is going to look at it and say, gee, wow, you know, but it doesn't work.
It doesn't work because it's
Quest. There is a 2-page ad in Fortune magazine, Quest, and it's spelled Q-W-E-S-T. So what is it? Q, go west, or Quest? Because it sounds good, Quest.
Too confusing.
So, too confusing.
How is your business doing? How is the growth of it?
Well, it's a very dynamic business. Last 20 years ago when I got in, I thought I was crazy. Everybody thought it was a crazy business. But today, this is a very dynamic business because of the influx of the electronic commerce. A lot of corporations are aggressively pursuing, and I'm traveling all over North America, lecturing, talking about this, and helping corporations find good names.
All right, Naseem Javed, thank you very much for joining us, President of ABC Namebank International. Thank you.
Thank you.
CNN FM, the financial network.